Performia can assist you with this process, and there's no reason why you just can't get started yourself now. Work out your strategies, work out ads, even get candidates and screen them and do the whole process. And we can assist at every level with this. And basically we call it the fast track. And each part of it is split into a different section. It can be purchased separately if you like, and it works this way. So firstly is working out the hiring strategy. The first thing is to decide, yes, I think from what I've seen, I can get a general manager, I can find my Graham, and I can really accelerate what we're doing in our organisation or recover from a pretty dire situation or any situation. And that includes doing a very comprehensive fact finder that goes through and really, allows you to see exactly where your organisation's at, what's required, things like the history and everything, so we really know your business, and then can move on to the mission calculator or the readiness calculator, see if you're ready to roll, make sure financially it can work. We also too, to be able to assist you, it's got to be your company's got to be an organisation that we know we can support, and the role itself is going to be something we know works. Pretty much all the clients we've succeeded with, when I've looked at the role, it's a role I go, wow, it's like, if I didn't have my own game to play, I would love to play this game. And that's how our whole team starts to feel, and that's really how we become a partner in it. We really want to see this work because we love what you're doing, and we love what this person's going to come in and achieve. And then we can create or work with you and create the ad and candidate brief so that, from that point, you can start the process, be ready to roll. The next thing is Performia has an amazing screening system, and we call it assisted recruitment. The word assisted is very important here because we are not a recruitment company. And the reason we're not a recruitment company is because it's the person that you take on has got to be your choice. The person you take on has got to be the one that you are very confident will work, and you're the one that's got to make it work and put the guarantees there that it'll work. If we're a standard recruitment company, firstly, our motivation can be split. I'm not saying it would be, but it can be, where it's like, we just need to make sure you get a person so that we can sign off and say it's finished. We don't want that. In actual fact, we want to be conservative. We want to make sure that there's really the right person, and you may go through this whole process and pay for it, and we can do the most valuable thing for you is give you nobody. And what that means is we didn't give you someone that's not going to achieve the mission, or worse still, we didn't give you someone, or I should say better still, we didn't give you someone that's actually going to cost you a lot of money over the following years. And we call this disaster aversion, and unfortunately measuring disaster aversion is nearly impossible. But we want you to avert disasters, and that's why we assist you with the recruitment. We basically handle all the applications, we handle the ads, we handle the screening and scoring of applicants. And when we say scoring, we don't score them off their resume, we score them off a potential production check, which actually measures the value that they've been able to add in the past, because if they've added value in the past, we can then score how much value they can add in the future. And then we also look at their personality and go, firstly, can this person, are they solution orientated? Are they someone's going to come in and make things work? Or is there a chance they may have a little bit of a dark side and they may make things not work? Or maybe they don't fit, or maybe it's like if they're coming from a different industry, they'll have trouble with your role. And even, the difference between what we call a recovery general manager and an established general manager is that they're very different in personality. Recovery people come in, they love to fix things, they love to move fast, they quite often, they like to be very direct with things and forthright, and they're not the people to come into an organisation that's actually doing quite well and well established and just needs to grow. So we need to be able to, you need to know about these different things, and we can tell you about these different things. Then what we do is once they go through our screening, we send them over to you, so you can look at our scores, you'll understand those scores as part of the process, and then you'll also get their resumes and know more about these people and decide if you'd like to proceed further with that candidate. If you do want to proceed further and it rolls along, then we also will do the reference checking, and we're unbelievably thorough at that. You know, because we're not a recruitment company, we're not sitting there listening to all the good feedback and trying not to listen to the bad feedback. We're actually looking more for the bad feedback and seeing if we should lower their potential to add value score. Because what they tell us and what we see in the interview and what's in their resume is not always what you find in the real world, what really happened. And we definitely need to know about that. The person that you want to run your business needs to, you know, have the highest possible potential production, and with no blemishes in the past. And the third step to it, the third way, and probably, you know, in some ways the most valuable part of the process, is where we can work with you for the end of the process. So basically you've found good candidates, and then we can be involved with you and attend. We can do an initial interview at this stage to make sure the person is right and we don't waste your time with people that aren't quite suitable. So their motivation may be a little bit wrong, or their knowledge base may be a little bit wrong, or, you know, the way they want to be paid is not really aligning with the way you want to pay them. And so we can do that extra step of screening, and then we'll also attend the final interviews, because one important thing in the interviews, how you talk to the candidate in the interviews, becomes so important. If you start selling this person in an interview on how great your company is, how great your products are, how everyone in your team is the best person ever, how you have all these opportunities, if you talk this way, you're actually diminishing the mission. You may also be not being so truthful, because you may forget to talk about all the issues and problems that are in the business right now, and you may forget and to go into all the problems you know or think they may run into in the future. And so the way these candidates are interviewed is very much on the basis of exaggerate the problems, exaggerate the issues in your organisation, exaggerate how tough it's going to be, because this gets the right candidate more interested in your role, not less interested. Also, you want the person after 6 or 12 months not sitting there going, yeah, look, I know it didn't work, but, you know, I didn't know you had this financial trouble. I didn't know you had this salesperson that you knew was actually undermining the other sales guys, and you didn't tell me you had another competitor starting up. You know, how was I meant to succeed when, you know, you just told me how good it all was? No, you want the person to be saying this. Hey, Gareth, it's like, you know, I remember sitting in an interview, and I remember going through the due diligence process, and I remember like thinking, this is going to be the toughest job that I could imagine, but it wasn't quite that tough. I was sort of always waiting for it to get tougher. And that you would say you did the successful interview process. Also, the candidates, because we're asking them to take less salary and sometimes no salary and everything on a reward basis, they need to do their own due diligence. So as much as we and you will do your due diligence on them, they need to do the due diligence back on your business. Because if you're going to ask them to invest in a lower salary to get rewards later, they need to see everything about your business. They need to see your financials. They may want to go see your accountant. They may want to go and sit and work with some of your key staff. They may want to go on sales appointments, meet your marketing consultant. All these things, basically there's nothing off the table that they can't go and request to be part of, and you'll try and make it work. Because again, if they're going to come in and sometimes sacrifice $300,000 of salary they can get in another job, they need to know it's because at the end of it, I know I'm going to get that, I'm going to be able to achieve it. And that means they need to be able to see everything about your organisation. You even need to talk about yourself and how you may be scared to be hiring them, and how you're not sure how you'll be able to let go, or you're not sure if, you know, how things may proceed, or that, you know, you hired a general manager once before and you felt you tripped them up. But these sorts of things are very important, and we do know that quite often the owner can be the largest, or the owners can be the biggest obstacle to these new general managers coming in and achieving their mission. And so absolutely go into all that. If you have a family situation going on in the business, or you have partners that are a problem, all this needs to be on the table, because they can make their assessment and also will start to put together their tactical plan or strategic alteration to manage those things, and they'll most likely solve them for you. But if they don't know about them before, it means that firstly you've got this little withholding of information, which means that it's like, you've now made a little area of your life and with this person dangerous to jump into. And secondly, it's like they just, they can't know all the facts and be able to make their assessment whether they should work for you and how to move forward. So the last part, the contract negotiation, and basically you could say the engagement, is a very valuable service. And from that, the added benefit is you'll work with one of our top consultants in this area that do this all the time. They're business people themselves, and they know how you feel and how what happens in the business world. And you'll actually pick up a lot of their skills on how to run this process. And there's a good chance that the second time round, or when you need to hire another executive or anyone in your organisation, you're actually going to have more confidence and a different way to engage your staff, so they come on with a mission that they want to execute, not a job where there's things they just have to do. So this is a overall process. The hiring strategy we can help out with and have a service for. Assisted recruitment, help out, have a service for. And the contract negotiation. And really any job you have happening in your organisation, these first two we can help with. With senior appointments, this is an area we can help out with as well. So any questions you have, absolutely ask them. And really, hopefully, with this information you've gained from these presentations, it's like you feel confident that you can succeed with the general manager. You feel confident that you can really accelerate your future endeavours. And I wish you the very best of luck with how you do this. Thank you.